1803, President Thomas Jefferson doubled the size of the United States through the agreement known as the Louisiana Purchase. Then Jefferson hired Lewis, and he hired Clark to come along with him to go through the Louisiana Territory, which stretched from St. Louis, Missouri, to the Pacific.
On May 26th, they had to find a way to get across the Rockies, but first to get across the Great Falls of the Missouri River. The falls was the size of a modern 6-story building, which also took them 24 days to get across.
Then Sacagawea came along and helped them find landmarks. She also helped them find edible roots and fruit. She pointed out these landmarks because she had remembered them as a child when she was a slave.
After that, in mid-August, Lewis was hiking ahead with a few other hikers, and then they came upon some Shoshone women and kids. Lewis carried an American flag in his pack just in case of a meeting like this. Lewis told them he was an explorer. Then the women led them to their village. Their chief, Camelot, was nervous because he had never seen a white man before. Lewis asked if they could use some horses, but Camelot did not let them. But of course, Lewis persuaded the chief to let them use some of the horses.
The next morning, Clark and the others arrived at the village, and a meeting was held for Chief Camelot. Then Sacagawea had realized that she was closer than she had thought to Camelot than she had ever imagined. She realized that he was like a brother to her.
On September 1st, 1805, the Corps of Discovery left the Shoshone Territory. Chief Camelot not only provided the party with horses, he also gave them a guide to show them the best routes through the mountains.
In mid-September, a snowstorm struck, but then later they got to a Clearwater Valley. Then they decided to abandon their horses and build canoes to go down the stream that they had thought would reach the Columbia River.
Traveling the rivers, the voyagers met the Nez Perce Indians, who taught them valuable techniques for building and sailing log canoes. Less friendly were the Chinook, who drove hard bargains when trading for goods. Dismal rain pelted the travelers in early November as they sailed down the Columbus River.
But when they found the Pacific, that was not the end. They still had the way back. But on March 23, 1806, no vessels were spotted to decide to walk. Then, when they reached the Mandan village, they said goodbye to Sacagawea and her husband. Then on September 23, 1806, Lewis and Clark expedition arrived safely at St. Louis, Missouri, where their journey had begun more than 2 years earlier.
From St. Louis to Washington, D.C., wherever they went, they were welcomed as heroes. Although they faced peril now and then, it did not wreck the expedition. Instead, it bursted from the pages of their journal. Lewis wrote in his journal the day they left the Indian village to enter the western wilderness. I could esteem this moment of my departure as among the most happy of my life.